is 248, 249, 250.
What, past the hour?
Yes, we're 256, 257.
Sorry, you guys. Welcome to another exciting episode of Feel It Real Fun.
Well,
Our
I was imagining
20th of August,
being on time.
2020. Weaponized manifest. Weaponized. What does it mean?
300.
I guess we'll find out.
301.
So, go to freeneville.com.
Oh.
Subscribe
Hey, we're live.
to
I can stop doing the countdown
list.
of how late we are. 221 email list. Look at these
And get
triple
a
D people here.
pseudo-random email every day.
A whole bunch of
until
you
die.
guys already went through, so if you'd say
he's got
triple
his
D or
horse
MM,
scarf on.
I'd love that. Just
think you need
tell
to
us,
donate this
tell
to
us where you
Mariana.
love us from.
Yes.
So, yeah, triple D, MM, tell us. Type it in.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right. Oh, my God.
Hiya,
Pseudo random
Simmy.
goodness.
Hiya, Sizzler. Hello,
Look at this.
Iggy.
Triple D, Iggy, Sizzle.
Yeah.
I saw Triple D, Joe. Triple D, Sally, Leanne. That's a lot. That's a lot
Sally
of names.
Leanne. Yeah, it is a lot of names.
How do you put them all on a debit card?
Slam! It
Slam.
spells slam!
Oh my God, Hershey
Doesn't it?
Slam. Slam it.
I like
Boom.
it.
Triple D Rose is here. Triple
And
D Carlene.
for refunds,
Boom.
visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right. So
Yes.
we've got a really cool show today, guys. It's weaponized. It's the Weaponized Manifesting Show.
Joe.
Alrighty.
Yes.
So who here wants to learn about weaponized manifesting? Because see, I've got this thing, right? If you've got, never mind, Victoria. So we did the intro to the show.
I thought that was really clever, Sally.
Slam.
And you haven't responded.
Yeah, slam.
It
Boom.
is. Let me just check. Sally Leanne Miles. It does.
Slam.
It spells slam.
Slam. I love it. Boom. All right.
All right.
Joe's in Australia, escapee. I tell you what, that's a good one, Joe, because when people come and they survive a training with us, we issue certificates of survival. Honest
That's
to God,
true.
it's true.
Well, he knows. Joe knows.
Yeah, Joe has one. Right?
Yes.
So, meanwhile,
I
so we're
got
going to
a
do the
few.
Weaponized Manifesting Show because you know what they did today?
Yes.
Right? So, well, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, they made a big deal about you can catch the loogie from people flushing the fucking toilet. Right?
Well.
Or the urinal, right? So they flush it, and,
And they
the
stare
blast
at
of
it
air comes up.
to check,
and if
has
you
it all
happen,
gone?
if you happen to have loogie in your piss or shit, or if you cough, or you decide you want to deep breathe, I mean, you know what I do. Zuli, welcome to the show, Triple D. I mean, I go to the public restroom, and every time somebody flushes, I breathe in deep. I mean, as fast as I can.
Yeah.
Right? So they actually came
Without
out with
your
this,
mask on.
Yeah, with this big ass article about like warning, public restrooms, loogie, stay tuned. That's
Whenever
right.
I hear warning, I always think of Lost in Space.
warning,
The-
Will Robinson.
Exactly. That's what I think of.
right. Leanne
Yes.
Slam says she's going to use it in her propaganda.
Yes.
So
let's slam it.
Ready?
Right.
And so today, right, so I go out to the portable disposable hot tub and I open up the Apple thing and this little thing on Twitter pops up. And it lets me know that what they're concerned about now is germy dust that's been germified. Right? So it's like now we can catch the loogie from germified dust.
Sounds like justified.
Germified dust.
Yes.
Right? So it's like, for God's sake, right? It's time for the Weaponized Manifesting Show.
That sounds cool. Okay.
So, Victoria,
Yes.
start reading. It's going to be a while.
It's going to be a while. Okay.
Warning. Stella Jim.
All right. So this is from Neville Goddard's lecture, The Spiral Principle.
Actually, we call the quote that. I have no idea what lecture it's from. But if you go to NevilleGoddardQuotes.com, you type in the word spiral, it'll take you to a page with the complete quote and a link to the lecture for you.
Okay.
All
cool.
right.
All right.
Slam it.
You come into this world to experience its horrors, not to change them.
Alrighty. Let's buckle up, buckwheat, because I know someone's going to get majorly offended. But Neville said you can do anything. All right. You came here to experience the horrors of the world, not to change them. Now, the question here is why. Right? Because once you get why, you get this is a good thing. Right? If you don't get the why, then you go, oh, God's a prick. Right?
It's a brick.
Yeah, God's a brick. It's the rocks in the sky. Anyway.
Yes.
Sizzle's offended.
And so
I'm sorry,
Iggy
Iggy is.
Well, all
Yeah.
right.
So,
Okay,
Ready,
so
guys? Let us continue.
this world was never intended to be other than what it is. A world of poverty, a world of war, a world of dirty politics, a world of graft. Just read the papers and you'll see what is taking place in high places.
But once I was president, I used to be president. Right? Now think about this, guys. This has been going on my entire life, right? When I was a little tiny thing, there's this thing called the Vietnam War. I mean, I was just a little tiny thing back then. But there was the Vietnam War, and with the Vietnam War came free love, and with free love in the Vietnam War and the homosexual community came AIDS, and that was going to wipe us out. But then there was Jimmy Carter, who was impotent. He was a very impotent guy, didn't rescue the hostages, but Nixon was a crook. And all this dumb shit, right? The up and coming financial crisis. Ronald Wilson, Reagan, 666, right? Ronald 6, Wilson 6, Reagan 6, right? This is the world that I fucking grew up in.
Because there's that many letters in his name.
Yeah, absolutely. Then there was Gorbachev, who had the mark of the beast on his head, right? You want to chase batshit crazy, right? You want to wait for some president to save you? Not going to happen. But meanwhile, just as I'm mixing up my decades, I can mix up my decades and all. Yeah, Joe, the thing is when you mix up your decades, like, you never really know what's going to come out.
Neville,
but anyway.
Timelines. Neville was a master at timelines.
Yeah, right. So,
yes. So,
shall we continue?
We shall continue.
That's right.
You aren't going to change it. It will go on and on because the story of Christ is one of redemption.
Anybody hear the word because in there? This is important, right? This is why you don't get to change all the dumb shit and why you really shouldn't care, right? Let us continue. By the way, let's just repeat that bit.
You aren't going...
somebody caught a punctuational ambiguity.
Scott,
that's right. I love
punctuational
ambiguities. I have so much punctuation with them. Anyway, actually, no, that was a phonetic ambiguity I tossed in.
Oh,
yes.
Right.
But I probably did a punctuation one without even thinking about it. I do it all the time is what I do. I saw new Josh today at the bottle shop was
I love you.
Open.
Oh.
So,
he's doing it again. Okay.
Bruce, you got to let Mama do the show. Right.
So to repeat, you aren't going to change it. It will go on and on because the story of Christ is one of redemption.
All right. What does that mean? Remember, there's one greater than John, right? We explore this in Dream Driven Day, next call, right? And so there's one greater than John. John is the state in which you do violence to your desires, right? And so what we get to do is we get to notice, what's the story of Christ? It's the one of redemption, right? Now, what are we redeeming ourselves from? Victoria, shall we continue?
Okay. He redeems himself by lifting himself out of this world in a spiral motion.
Just go for it.
The world is based upon a circular principle which repeats itself over and over again, whereas redemption is based upon a spiral principle. Breaking away from the wheel of recurrence, one moves up in a spiral motion like the seraphim and is redeemed.
Alrighty, guys. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take that. And
Good.
You can deal with Brucey Boy.
Okay, give him cuddles.
Okay, guys.
Yes.
Ready. You came to this world to experience its horrors, not to change them. Now, the question is, how do you get to experience them? Right? Because some people get to participate in. My buddy Staff Sergeant Scott Harbarger went to war. Right? He went to Operation Iraqi something or another. Right? I think he went to both. Right? He's dead. Right? But he was always into that stuff, right? Bang, off he goes, right? So he was a participant. I was an observer. Whenever he was overseas, I was watching the NBC nightly news with.
So that's how you experienced it.
Yeah, so I experienced it more like an observer, right, or a witness, right? So here's the thing, guys, right? Growing up, I grew up poor. right? I was a participant in poverty, in the cheese line. I've always talked about the Speeny girl. I always have. Yeah. It was the cheese line days, guys. I got to participate in that, and I got to observe the wealthy people because I decided at some point I wanted better cheese. And so I went door to door in the rich neighborhood, and I left little cards. I knocked on doors and put cards in doors. I made my own little business cards up, and I did yard work so I could buy my own damn cheese. Right? Somebody write that down. My own damn cheese. Right? So, but I went from participating in poverty to observing wealth to actually generating some wealth. By the way, I'm with you, Mark. Government cheese really does rock. It does. I'm serious. The G cheese. Yo, if you know what I'm talking about, type in the word G cheese.
We never had government cheese out here.
Oh, that's what I tell Cube. He's clueless about a lot of things. So, But I started working in the rich neighborhoods, and then I started reading things like Think and Grow Rich. And then I discovered that the wealthiest guy in Scottsdale was also reading Think and Grow Rich. I mean, like, Edwin was worth a fortune, right? Here I am, I'm hiding in my newspaper bag because I took the papers too, right? And I'm reading it between houses, and I catch him reading it. It's like, interesting, right? But here's the thing. You can observe from a distance. There's always going to be wars. There's always going to be loogies, right? Just look through the whole thing of history. They even talk about loogies and wars in the Bible, right? So
in the
Bible, yeah, Scripture, Old Testament.
Yes, got you.
Right? So you can participate, you can observe, you can be a witness. All right. The observers are the fascinating ones to me because the observers aren't really, see, we can observe poverty and we can make observations about poverty and so on, which keeps you at war with it. But we'll get back to that in a bit. Mm-hmm. So, what does Neville say? So what's the reason for all this? Because the story of Christ is one of redemption, right? I got to redeem myself from being a sickly little boy, born 3 months early, 2 pounds 4 ounces, because of something I imagined. I got to redeem myself from growing up in poverty, standing in the cheese line, never asking the Speeny girl to dance, never getting close enough to give her a good sniff. Because I was embarrassed. Fuck, I'm in the cheese line. What if she sees me? I didn't realize she's in the cheese line too. Fuck. Right? Wasn't that bright growing up. Right? Anyway, I got to redeem myself of that. Neville says you came here for a divine purpose. Who knows what it is?
What the divine purpose is?
Welcome back to the show. I just remembered that I'm a fire horse or Aries or budding trees moon or something.
I'm a rat.
A rat. Right, Sizzle says
anyway.
Sniff. Right.
Sniff.
What's the divine purpose is not a sniff, even though it's really good. Sizzle knows it to no imagination. Right?
Yes.
Cool. Q, self-redemption, right? So here's the thing, right? Neville talks about these things. He talks about the pattern man. Right? You get to go through all the states until you realize who and what you are, which is above John the Baptist. Anyway, right? So this is so damn fun for me. You have no idea how much fun this is. So, and I want to sneeze. Oh no, it's the weaponized.
You can sneeze.
It's the
sneeze
weaponized
into your scarf or your elbow.
It's the weaponized dust, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about the loogie, shall we? Right? So you can talk about the loogie. Right? And so right now it's a big deal in Australia that we signed up for the Harvard vaccine. Not the Harvard, the other one. What's the other? Oxford. Right? We're getting the Oxford vaccine.
Yeah,
here,
made by
right?
AstraZeneca or whatever
right?
it is.
We're getting the Oxford vaccine.
A company's worth
right?
billions.
So there's 28 billion people or so in Australia, and million. There's 28 million in Australia,
not billion.
and they say that the vaccine scheme is going to cost billions to Australia. So it's like, right, that's like 1,000 people. That's like 100 people. That's a lot of money per squirt,
person.
Right? per squirt. That's a lot of money, right? But here we are. We've got the politicians, right? I mean, they've managed to wipe out the loogie, right? They've managed to solve all the world's problems, right? We've got the scientists. They've managed to wipe out the loogie and solve all the world's problems, right? Anyway, so, I pulled out the part of the quote where it talked about politicians. Anyway. So we can focus on fighting the loogie. What's the best way to fight the loogie? I guess the U.S. is going to have like 6 different vaccines. How cool is that? I mean, you guys over in
But which one works?
Well, we don't know.
It's like,
it's like the roulette. Maybe you get one of each, right? Yeah. I mean, how many squirts can you handle? Right? Victoria.
Yes.
All right. So you can focus on the loogie.
Yes.
That's a war against the loogie, right? You can focus on your health. Let's bring it home a little bit. You get it? So you bring it.
They're enjoying these piss squirts and stuff.
Cindy's, Harvard, Yale, Oxford. Yeah. It is bizarre, isn't it? So bizarre. So you can focus on your health, right? Oh, I got to sneeze.
Sneeze.
It
feels so good.
Oh my God, that feels so damn good.
I know.
Just imagine all that weaponized shit that just went all over the screen. Anybody want to steal
Watch
my
out.
iPad? So
Yes.
we can focus on your health, right? Bringing it a little bit closer to home, right? Take some vitamin D3, vitamin C, whatever. Eat some good food. Imagine lovingly, most important of all. If you imagine lovingly, you might actually decide, I do want to take, don't want to take. Doesn't freaking matter. Slam. Thank you for the blessing. So, you can focus on the loogie. You can focus on your health. Or, guess what? You can focus on your life. Right? A lot of people are focusing, because of the loogie, I'm missing out on all this. Because of the horrors, I'm missing out on all this. Yeah, why don't you imagine up frolicking in the meadow? Why don't you imagine up a business that fucking works? Why don't you imagine up a life that you enjoy? Because you don't have to wait till the loogie's over. Right? Emmett! Fuck. So
you're a good boy.
So you get to move from focusing on the loogie out there, mask, no mask, world new order, builder bankers, all that crap, to you. Right?
Yes.
You want to make him go away?
Okay. Emmett.
Right.
All gone.
All gone. So, ready, guys.
Ready.
Now we're going to drive it into one more thing. And you dream-driven dares can know exactly what I'm talking about here, right? We're going to go from concepts to richness. Because there's this war on poverty. There's this war on war. There's this war on natural medicine versus allopathic medicine versus homeopathic medicine. There's all these different wars going on out there. And you know what there are wars on? Concepts. Okay? Poverty is a concept. Richness is an experience. So has the war on poverty done anything? Multi-generational families on welfare, blah, 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 all that stuff. Shove some money at them, give them some cheese, so on and so forth. I grew up in that thing, right? You know what it did for me? When I turned 18, they said, why don't you come into the welfare office and sign up for your free car? I says, I get a free card. I said, yeah, $700 free car.
A $700.
So let me get this right. I said, well, what do I got to do to get the $700 free car? I said, well, you get on the food stamps, so on and so forth. We'll send you to some vocational training kind of thing. I said, I don't want that. I want to be a policeman. I'm going to buy my own damn car. Right? And I walked out on it. Right? But here's the cool thing, guys. Come on, back on, Victoria.
Oh,
You're way off the camera there.
I don't know where he's going.
The concept, the war on poverty, the concept of herd immunity and all this dumb shit. Why don't you just imagine up something lovely? Why don't you imagine up some richness in your life? Victoria, tell us about lunch yesterday. Oh. That's all she needs to say, right? Done.
The
right?
last two lunches have been ace.
Right? Yeah. I've manifested up a problem.
Yes.
And that's called she doesn't want to cook anymore.
Nah.
Right?
Your prawn noodles and then your pork neck.
Yeah.
Slow roasted.
Yeah. Slow roasted pig neck. Oh my God, it was good. Right?
With chutney all over it. It was gorgeous.
See, look at that. Right? So get how cool this is. Right? Yes. You get to imagine up a life full of richness. And as you imagine up a life worth of richness, and you experience that richness first in imagination, then in physicality, you're redeeming yourself. You got it? You came here to know imagination. You came here to experience the pattern, to wake up to who you are and how this works. This is the good news, guys. We're not here to have a whole new world of peace and love and unity and stuff. This world is a world of war, a world of poverty. This is what we redeem ourselves from. It's perfect. It's playing its perfect part. It's no coincidence. I mean, during Neville's whole life, do you know? I looked up how many pandemics there were during Neville's whole life. There were a lot, right? I don't recall him once talking about, let's all get worked up about the loogie. He just kept saying, yeah, what do you want? You want a building? Imagine up a building. Right? You want a car? Imagine up a car. Not hard. Anyway. So, let's imagine up richness. right? Let's scrap the concepts and go for qualities of life. And imagine up richness for other people. You guys that show up, you guys that do manifestingmasterycourse.com, you know what happens? We imagine up richness for you. Right? It's fun because, I mean, you send us a letter and it's like, I'm imagining this and so on and so forth. And we say, oh, play with us a little bit. I imagine sharing your success stories. And you write back, and guess what? Boom, some of you even show up, like Joe survived. Right? How cool is that? I mean, I never imagined, Joe must come back to Australia every 6 months forever and give us lots of money. Yeah, that's called influence, not a fan. I'm a fan of imagining you guys soaring, and sometimes that includes you coming here. And I love that. Come on down, bring some smokes. Right? It'll be a good time. Right? Some of y'all have brought us smokes and whiskey. Slam. Boom.
Yeah.
All right.
Slam.
So did I leave anything out? Is there any questions out there in there, Victoria? These puppies are a hoot. Look at that one.
Well, he's just let's stay there because
Let's
actually
stay there.
it's like he doesn't mind. It's like he's got his gravity blanket on that you love.
I love my gravity blanket. I've got a 80-pound blanket. It absolutely rocks. Sizzle says lots of smokes. Joe said he survived. That's right. And thrived. Nice. Survived. Yeah. I'd like to think Emmett survived me. Joe survived the Emmett.
I like to think you survived Emmett.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Victoria, you got your card or you slacked today? You didn't give me my coffee either. I asked for my coffee whenever you came over late.
Oh, I'm sorry, babe. And I haven't got my card.
That's right. By the way, you get it? Here's why I started the show talking about 251, 252. See, there's this. I like the show starting at the top of the hour. It's just nice. But you see, what I really imagine is the quality of the fucking show. If we start a few minutes late and she's happier because she's got her stuff on better or combed out better, I don't know what else she does in there. She goes in there and sings and I hear dancing and stuff. Yeah, the fairies come out of the ceiling. Yeah, the disco light comes down.
Chocolate
is that Jamaica? He is here. Jamaica, thank you.
Yes.
All right. We'll be updating you. But thanks,
Thank
pal.
you very much.
I really, really, really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So...
Cool.
Qualities.
Richness of experience.
Oh, yeah. So I started the show doing the countdown like I'm upset. And I kept saying, Victoria, we're late. Victoria, we're later. Victoria, what? Right? How much fun is that? Meanwhile, boom. But what I imagine up is the quality of the show. You get it? Her being in there dancing with the fairies, whatever the fuck she does before the show, gave me exactly what I needed because I could be at war with tardiness, okay, a concept, or I could imagine my wife and I, right? I could imagine this show. I could imagine funky cold Jamaica this year because if we started on time, Jamaica may have missed the show. Think about that. Funky cold Jamaica.
Yes.
Boom. All right. Yeah. So, Victoria, since you didn't get my coffee.
What we want to know is what was your strawberry bet? Slam's posted hers.
See, imagine that there's a card there with strawberries on it.
Yeah. I'll get it next time. He's fallen asleep on it again, Bruce. He just loves falling asleep with us.
On
the
and show. Then
it's falling asleep back there.
Aura, hello?
So, tell us your strawberry. What was your strawberry bet, babe?
Oh, you didn't tell us yours.
Well, I'm asking you yours first.
Oh, that's different. Right. Mine really is this whole thing of getting... This is about redemption. Whenever you get that, this is not about utopia. We imagined up the perfect world. But by the way, imagining up... You know what? I'm going to change the entire world with my imagining. That's like, since you don't like pizza, imagining all the pizza in the world is a calzone. You get it? Some people like calzones. Some people like pizzas. I'm aware of calzones. I prefer pizza usually, right? It's a personal thing. Some people, they want to go to war. Some people, they really thrive on, you wouldn't believe what new pills I have to take because of the dumb shit that I got, right? God, I used to do health shows, and I realized I don't like health shows because most health shows are people walking around talking about I take more pills than you do, and my scars are uglier than yours. Right? Let me show you mine. Right? Here's my pills. Here's my scars. Right? Yeah, that's Emmett purring.
Yeah.
So
behind you.
So yeah, that's my strawberry bit. That whole thing. We didn't come here to imagine up a utopia. We came here to explore and experience redemption. right? Oh, boom. All right.
Yeah.
So I have no war on poverty. Yeah, man, I like it. Boom.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's sort of mine as well in a way. And not doing violence to your desires. Remembering the state of John and how each DDD we explore that a bit. And, yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yep.
Richness of experience. Yeah.
By the way, you really want to do violence to your desires?
No.
If you want to, get stuck on concepts. Because you'll stop paying attention to how you can be a blessing in the world and enjoy yourself a whole bunch. And you just get on, it's the builder bankers and it's the people that are misleading us. And it's like, we got to do something about this. We got to fight. It's against the American way of life. I'm Alex Jones. Right? Like all that dumb shit. Yeah. 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 That's all I'm going to say. I just want to go on an Alex Jones. I'm Alex Jones.
He's re-watching Homeland for all of those of you that don't know who Alex Jones is.
That's right.
Yes.
Anyway.
So while you're typing your strawberry bets, go to freeneville.com.
Freeneville.com.
That's right. Join us in our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right. Oh my God, I almost bought donuts today, right? But they just had those cheap shit cake donuts.
No.
So I'm like, no. And I'm packing the fucking car when I get out of the shops, and I look over, and the lady next to me, she's bought the donuts and she's slamming them.
Oh. Before I get home to the kids, I'll eat them now.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, kids ain't getting none of them. And I almost asked her for half.
I don't
donut.
mind those little ring ones with the icing on top. Is that what she bought?
Yeah, but there is like 6 for $2.50, so it's actually then like $3. 3 of those donuts equals manifestingmasterycourse.com.
Well, we could show that.
Anyway,
Otherwise, Krispy Kremes.
They did have an actor pretending to be Alex Jones. So in Homeland, like as soon as that guy's voice pops in, I went, Jesus Christ, that's Alex Jones. Victoria's like, who? She says, you don't want to know. Anyway.
No. And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelarealfun.com.
That's right.
Yes.
We actually made it to the end of the show. That's
We did.
pretty good. All right. So,
All right.
Thank you for sharing you and your strawberry bits with us.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I want to go, if I want to be Alex Jones or
Saul? Where did
Chili
Saul
Billy.
go? He's trying to find him.
I'm trying to find Saul. Where'd he go? Was that good?
Yeah. That was good.
I love Saul.
You do, don't you? Except he sort of betrayed. At one point, it felt like he betrayed her.
No, he didn't.
Okay, you guys, have a great day night. We'll catch us. Your questions answered live tomorrow. Now I've got Brucey hair all over me.
Yeah, InfoWars. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm Alex Jones. So I wanted to end with Saul. Fuck, man. I used to be president.